Okay, everyone knows about drug addicts, I guess. You know, they rely on they rely on a substance to keep them going, to keep them active throughout the whole day. They rely on it just to function pretty much. And if they don't have that fix, I guess, a lot of times they might have those I don't know, they feel bad, and that's why they rely on it, because they don't feel the same and have negative. So when I'll be talking about, I'll be talking about one of these substances that is completely legal. Anyone can get it, and I mean, little kids can just go to a store and buy it. And I'm sure you guys have seen it all the time. And I think there was a van outside earlier, and I'm talking about energy drinks. Energy drinks, although they're not very terrible for you, I mean, you're not gonna die if you just get one. I mean, like you have one over there, and then you have one. They're not gonna die, you guys are fine. But I'm just here to talk about there's many people that drink them habitually, and that could really have some very negative effects that some people might not know about. So, like for example, some of the things that might lead to those negative effects that I just talked about are like the high amounts of sugar and the terrible amounts of caffeine. And I'm gonna be talking about just what those things can do to you. And so first off, sugar. There's so much. It's not terrible. I mean, there's about 100 calories, which isn't there's things that can surpass that by a lot. But many people start drinking those. I mean, it's just a drink, it's a 16-ounce can. Sometimes there's more, sometimes there's less. And some people actually take those. I mean, they're supposed to be for energy, right? Just a little quick bam. Maybe if you have to stay up or something, or work on a speech and some people actually I've seen people just right there casually with their lunch, just having another extra 100 calories just right there with whatever else they have, a pizza or something, And that's, that could also, obviously that could lead to just you gaining some poundage. And that's not good, I mean, like I said, it's not a terrible thing, obviously, like I just said, but drinking a lot of it can really, mess you up. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, you know what, well, there's sugar-free ones, there's ways around that, maybe I work it out or something. Well, that very well may be, but you're forgetting about the caffeine in these things. And that caffeine, a lot of energy drinks aren't required to actually print the label on the side. I mean, some do, I guess, and there's some that actually do, but those are the ones that I guess aren't so dangerous. They're really down there with just coffee, so it's nothing, But there's some that actually really do have a lot, and they're not labeled down there. And I mean, I think there's some energy drinks that could have as much caffeine as 14 cans of soda. So imagine, having, like I said, with your lunch, imagine having 14 cans of soda right there for you, just so you can get some a little bit of energy, That's not cool, and a lot of people do this all the time. And this is just one drink. Imagine getting people that get them in between classes and always drinking them and everything. That's not very good for you. Also, there's because I think the most popular ones are I say Monster, or there's other ones as well. And this varies, but there's about 160 milligrams of sugar per 16 ounce. And a regular can of soda can be about 41 milligrams. So you're talking about 41 to 160, and that's just a 16-ounce can. I'm talking there's way more there's a way more like that I think Monster has the big effing can or whatever that's boom and so those can be terrible for you. So now that you know about these things, you're probably okay, well, what's up, dude? I mean, I get some energy, and I need it sometimes, yeah, caffeine isn't terrible for you. I mean, like I said, you could drink Coke, you could drink it whatever, it's not going to do a bad thing to you, coffee, blah, blah. But drinking so many Monsters or Red Bulls or, all kinds of crap can really, mess you up. And some of the things that can actually do to you is caffeine intoxication. Many people don't know about that, but that actually can cause nervousness, anxiety, restlessness, insomnia, gastrointestinal upset, means you probably have gas and all kinds of nasty stuff that you probably don't want to have. Tremors, rapid heartbeat, restlessness, and pacing. But kind of what I'm saying. I haven't read anything else. But there's even been a case for this one kid. Actually, he would drink about 2 a day for I think it was about 2 months, I believe. And he went down to his doctor's hey man, I'm having all these crazy little stomach pains. What's going on with me? they couldn't really find it out because, I mean, you know, he's a pretty normal kid, just chill, you know. But when they found out, oh, this dude's been drinking this much, they found that he had a severe inflammation inside of him, bleeding and ulcerations in the part of the small intestine called the duodenum. And not good. Also 500 milligrams, which is about, it was 160. So you know, per gram, so it was about like what, like 3 or 4 maybe. 500 so milligrams of caffeine. So 500 can lead to neurological symptoms, palpitations, and massive diarrhea. So you don't probably don't want to drink so much. And that could also cause you know, all the high sugars and stuff, all the levels can cause high blood pressure. High blood pressure is not good. And especially for people that already have high blood pressure and drink those energy drinks, those dudes, their blood pressure, if they drink two a day for about, what is it? If they drink 2 cans a day for in just a week, 7 days straight, their heart rate can increase 11%. That's like a significant change, you know what I'm saying? So, in conclusion, I explored probably the most negative aspects about energy drinks. And I'm drinking myself. I drink them once in a while, you know. It's not like a huge thing, but a lot of people that I think that I guess should be said is that just all the stuff that can come from them if you drink them a lot. And that's a lot of things like I explained the label that's not on there, and there's so many kinds of negative things that people don't know about. And these things are, I think they, I forgot. I think it was like 500 titles came out in like a year or something like that. So it's like a lot that, and it's all around us, and you know, it's just something that you guys should probably know about and should stay away from because it's not good. I mean, like I said, once a week or something, that's not bad. That's, you know, something, it's not terrible for you, but you know, there is a negative side to it, and you guys have just been told. Thank you very much.
All right, well, Leah, what did you think?
Well, I liked the catcher. I mean, I thought I was going to talk about drugs, but then next thing I was talking about my favorite drug, which is energy drinks. He has a very casual disposition, and I like that he can somewhat calmly talk to us, but at the same time, it sounds like he's rushing through it, and then so there's a lot of side words. He said a couple of times, and you know, a couple funny times. I'm sorry, I didn't do those. But his face is a little fair, and it's nice to be informed.
Okay.
Something like that.
Ivan, we've got the best of times and the worst of times here. There's some things that you did really well. I mean, I like the attention device that you've got. You kind of got this little bit of suspense that's coming on, and then you've got the twist about it being an energy drink and not something else. The word you were looking for was crash, I think. Right in the introduction, because you said, you know, that thing happens to you, and I can't, you know. So it was one of those things. I could tell that there was something coming there, and so I like the attention device. I like the idea. You've got a very clear statement of what your goal is, and you've got a good setup of the contents. When you're talking about the material, though, you're basically kind of talking about it from an individual point of view, which is fine. Here's how I see it, but it's not so bad. But it's not, you know, it's okay if you do it once in a while. But let's face it, if you're doing a lot, let's get some data into the speech. You've got some good information about the amount of sugar that's involved in consuming this. What's problematic about having that much sugar? What's it equivalent to? You got one comparison, for instance, about the 14 cans of soda. I think that's a pretty good one. Well, what impact would that have? You say, well, it might cause you to become a little bit heavy. Well, let's talk about the tendency of people, particularly in this age group, to put on weight, and part of the reason might be because they aren't very consistent about their diets, and they rely on energy drinks to get through the night and do studying and all those kinds of things. In college, they sometimes refer to the freshman 15, that first 15, you put on 15 pounds as soon as you get to college, that sort of thing. A lot of it comes because we do those kinds of things. And I think you can get some more information into the speech. There's not really any citation of sources. At one point, when you were quoting you're talking about all of the negative consequences that could be coming from this, and you list it. You got stomach indigestion and gas and blah 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 and pacing and so on and so forth. And some of it you're exhibiting yourself, which is kind of fun to look at. But I can tell that that's a quote from someplace, but I get no source citation on that. Hang on a second, I got to stop.